everybody. We're back. This is episode 13 of Hoeology Podcast. This is Destiny. I have another special guest this episode. This episode's all about what it's like basically being a dancer and just kind of how people perceive that lifestyle.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Yeah, so tell us like a little bit about you, like where you're from and how long you've been dancing.
Okay, so I am from El Paso, Texas, a fairly big city, but like we all have like our own sides of town. So there's strip clubs like all over town. Not all over, but there's some main ones. And I've been dancing since August of 2018.
Oh wow, you're still new.
Yeah, so I'm still fairly new. I danced before in like another city for like my own safety so that I didn't run into anyone.
Oh yeah.
I was so worried about that, and I went to another city with a friend, and I did that a couple times, and it became too much, and I took like a year break, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, we're gonna do this in the city.
I hear you.
Like,
I
who
really
cares if
do.
somebody finds out? Who cares? Like,
Right? These people ain't paying you. Well, they are, but they ain't the same.
well, not the people who I care about bumping into, but the
Yeah,
people in
not
the
the
club.
haters.
Pay my bills, baby. Pay them.
I'm so here for it. So
Mm-hmm.
what's like the big club there that everybody goes to? Like for the strip
So,
club?
so we mainly have like Dreams, Cabaret, and Jaguars. I
Mm-hmm.
don't dance that either. I try to like keep it low key because I'm not completely out as a dancer. Like people I care for don't know.
Oh, okay.
So it's a little rough. So
Yeah.
a lot like those two clubs are the party clubs. And then the club that I go to is called the Red Parrot.
Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
So are they like full nude or are they, because I know here, so I'm in Florida,
Mm-hmm.
and here it's like you can have a like strip club with alcohol, but it can't be full nude. And if it's full nude, then you definitely can't have alcohol. So I guess like
Oh,
vice versa. So I don't know how
okay.
it is there.
That's a little different. So at the clubs here, at Dreams, I know that it's BYOB and full nude.
What?
Yes, girl,
What
it
if
is.
people bring like illegal alcohol and I don't know, some like I don't know.
I I honestly like I'm not familiar. Like I haven't danced at that club, so I'm not familiar like how they're like how they go about it. But I do know like I've gone as a guest and they
Mhm.
do check all the bottles are like properly sealed. Like everything has to be sealed before it enters the club.
Oh.
So
So
they
is
check
there a
like
bar too?
there is a bar too.
What the hell? How do they make money?
Yeah, like the servers like go around like making sure like everyone has like ice for their drinks, and they kind I guess like the servers just go around making sure everyone like has their adequate alcohol, and if not, I guess they choose to like start a tab with them, or they can go to the bar. It's not BYOB, and it's only topless.
Okay, see, like I feel like I would be more comfortable with that than like
Yes,
showing
that is
vagina.
exactly why I go there, because I don't know, like men get a little comfortable or like courageous and they try to stick their hands where they don't belong.
Mhm.
And if you have that like underwear barrier, I feel like it's easier to like maneuver your way out of the situation.
Yes.
Also, like before going to like our private dances, I go over my personal rules because every girl is different. Like there are the base club rules, and then every girl is like they allow certain things that other girls don't, and I just go over like my basic rules, and if they're still with it, we can go to our private room and go from there. If not, then I just move on and that's it.
I'm so glad you said that because actually that's like the main reason that like I wanted to have a dancer on here is because I feel like people like look down on strippers or like they talk down to strippers, but like when it's time
Mm-hmm.
to go out and party, everybody want to go to the strip club. Like me personally, I love strippers. I know it's hard. I've taken pole fitness classes and I give y'all so much like gratitude because that shit is hard and you have to be confident and you have to protect yourself essentially,
Yes.
because people think because you're naked and because you're cute and because, you know, you're dancing on stage and they're paying you, that they have rights to you. And it's like,
No.
no.
Yeah.
And I kind of, that's exactly why I wanted you on here, is because I feel like people need to know, like, just because I'm a dancer doesn't mean that I'm any less of a person or anything like that. Like,
Yes.
it's huge to me.
Yeah, like, I recently saw this video that, like, I don't know what the stripper looks like, what the dancer looks like, but these guys uploaded this video in the club, and she's on the main stage, and this customer just, like, she let him lick the lips of her vagina.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, and, like, I
No.
was like, "Girl, no. Like, you're putting a bad name out there for dancers,
Right.
like, just because you're getting that money, like, maybe she was new and she didn't know, like, her own boundaries, and, like,
Mm-hmm.
maybe she was okay with it, but, like, the problem with dancers that let more slide is that it's expected of every dancer. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so say this guy wants a dance, and, like, I go over my rules, and he's like, "Oh, well, so and so let me finger her," or, like, so and so, like, gave me a blowjob in the back, and I'm just like, "Well, I'm not gonna do that. You can go find so and so."
Right. The fuck? Do I look like
Because, like,
her?
yeah, and like, maybe my bag might be smaller, but I'm not gonna say my morals are different. I'm just gonna say my boundaries are different.
Right.
Like, because just because you're a stripper, just because you're a dancer, and, like, you're in the sex industry for money doesn't mean that you don't have morals. It's you're providing a service and you're getting paid for it. So
I mean, I think it's like any other job. Like me,
yes. Hmm.
I work in a hospital, and it's like people think just because I'm getting paid and I'm clocked in that I'm required to take bullshit and take people how people talk to
Yeah.
me. And I'm like, honey,
No.
like when this badge comes off, I will still come outside and beat your ass, like,
Yes. Yes.
and still
Exactly.
collect that paycheck on Friday.
Yes.
Like,
You know what? People think that, like, just because she works at a hospital, she holds the power of Jesus in her hands, and that's not the way that it works. Like,
not at all, not at all.
mm-mm,
So how do you think, like, you've dealt with, like, the negative perceptions of being a dancer? I mean, I know you said, like, you haven't really told your family, but or
mm-hmm.
friends, but did you feel,
um,
like, ashamed or anything at first?
you know what? Not really. I haven't dealt with, like, shame because I haven't done anything that I'm not comfortable with, and I feel like if I
Mhm.
did, then maybe shame would come upon me. But I've worked at places like Twin Peaks, or, like,
Oh, yeah.
that, like, where girls work, like, showing body or in lingerie every now and then. And maybe that's what eased me into it. Back then, maybe I did feel a little shame because it was a lingerie day. I was just a server, and I actually bumped into my cousin's husband,
Oh
and that
gosh.
I was like, I looked naked, and I was like, "What are you doing here?" And he's like, "I didn't know you worked here." And I'm like, "Don't look at me,
So
like,
y'all both
get
were
out of here."
stuck.
Yeah, we were both stuck, and he was on his lunch break, and I was like, "You know what? We're just never gonna talk about this. So, like, just look
I'm
the other way,
dead.
and I won't pick up your table, and that'll be that, and that's it."
Wow, that's
And, like,
crazy.
back then, I was like, "Oh my god, like, what happened? He saw me naked, like, that's my cousin's husband." Like,
So
I
what
had
about, like, your dating life? Like, are you dating anybody right now?
yes, I have a girlfriend, and
Ah.
yes, yes, I am a gay stripper. Like,
Yes, I
I
literally have never think I've even thought of that.
you know what? It's actually more common than I thought. Like, when I like, at the club that I work at, like, easily, like, a good handful of us are, like, homos. And maybe that's offensive, but that's how I refer to myself. Like, I'm a homo. Like,
No, that's awesome. That's
mm-mm.
great. So is your girlfriend very supportive?
um, here's another thing. Here's another secret. Like, she doesn't know. She like,
Oh, hell. Oh my
yeah.
god.
Like, I'm secretive all the way around.
How?
Like,
What?
I'm
Okay, so how do you? We need to know. Us hoologists, we got to find out. How do you keep it a secret?
okay. So I planned this stuff out, girl. Like, I got my license, but they were at the club that I work at. They were also hiring for bartenders and servers.
Mm-hmm.
And regularly, I'm a bartender. And I told her, I was like, hey, I'm trying to get this like strip club money. Like, I'm going to go work as a bartender because I know those bartenders make more. Like, they have to. There's no doubt in my mind that they make more than
Mm-hmm.
like at a regular bar. Like, my first day, I kind of went in with the intention of working at the bar. And then they're like, well, you're really pretty. Like, you don't want to be like a dancer. Like, you don't want to work on stage. Like, and I was like, I'll give it a shot.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did my paperwork and I went the next day with like a bag ready to go dance. And I was like nervous, super nervous, because it was the first time I was doing it in the city that I live in. And I felt like I was lying to everybody. And I kind of just stuck it as like I'm bartending to my girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And I do feel bad every now and then, but she doesn't feel bad spending my money that I give her.
Amen.
So, like,
See, I think I don't know. I think with that's good though that you are smart about it because I feel like some people are just like just so
because
close-minded at the same time. Like
mhm.
it doesn't seem like your girlfriend would be close-minded, but just to keep yourself safe. I think that's good
Yeah.
that you're smart.
I think I've dropped enough hints, like, okay, so I am I I'm not gonna say a lipstick lesbian, or like I don't identify either way, but I'm more girly than like, I don't know, I guess your average lesbian, but I'm not sure how many lesbians there are out there. Um so like I dress up, I do my makeup, and like her family has this like ongoing joke ever since we started dating, because like I like to wear super high heels, like, and my girlfriend's small, she's short, so like they're like Renee and her hoe heels, and
Oh my
like
god.
like I don't know, they're very, I don't know, just out there, like they're like,
Yeah,
oh, like she's a hoe, like, but like
but
it's
like
not,
joking.
yeah, like it's joking, and it's never offended me, but like you already, like, this joke has been going on for a while, and I'm
Right, so
just
that
like,
would be like adding fuel to the fire basically if
yes,
you came out
yes,
and said it. Yeah. No,
and
keep
like,
that secret life going.
yeah, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna tell them, like, I'm just gonna pay for my stuff, and but I really liked it so far, like the flexibility of the schedule, and like I can go in whenever I want, and I just pay my house fee, and I can go in as late as I want. Like, I don't have anybody, I'm not clocking into anybody else's building, like it's
Yes,
on
no,
my
I
time.
I wish, girl. I wish. If
Yeah,
I
so like,
had the freaking confidence, I would be up on that pole.
you know what you should do? Like, if your boyfriend is like, if you and your boyfriend are super confident in your relationship,
Mhm.
maybe go get your license. I don't know if in Florida they require you to have a license, but they do
Yeah,
here in
you do.
Texas.
It's like 60
Okay.
bucks, I think.
Just go get your license, maybe buy a pole for at home, and it might improve your sex life. And like, I don't know, just like the thrill of like pretending to be with someone new and like really,
Yes.
really playing into it. I've told my girlfriend that, and she's like, I don't know if I could like go through with it all night. Like,
She
and I'm
could.
just like,
She could. So we're going to play a game called Hofax.
okay,
So you're gonna say if it's Hofax, is this true, or no facts if it's not true. So
okay,
these are gonna be basically stereotypes of strippers. Good, bad, whatever. You can tell me if it has happened to you or not, or if you know someone that it has happened to.
okay.
All right. So first one, strippers have sex with their patrons.
Hofax.
What? I was
Not
genuinely shocked because because I was seriously told like no we don't. Seriously.
It hasn't happened to me personally. because it's
Mm-hmm.
not in my boundaries. But I do know of some who it's like some like okay, so one time I had just gone to the club getting ready for my like stage set and everything, and this girl had walked in, and I said hi, whatever, and she started getting ready. I did my stage set. By the time I was done, like I had seen her like go out like talking to people. Um by the time I was done with my set, I went back to the locker room to like arrange all my money, get it all situated and everything. And she was getting ready to leave. And I was like, hey girl, I thought you just got here. Like I wasn't trying to pass judgment or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, hey girl, like you're leaving? Like we just got here. And she's like, oh yeah, one of my regulars paid my fee to leave. And I was like, oh, okay, well have a good night. Like be careful. And she's like, okay, bye. And I was like, oh my God. Like in my head, I was like, oh my God. But
Freaking out.
yeah, I was kind of freaking out because I was like, that's like one of the things also. It's just like, girl, like I have no problem with it. Girl, do you get your money? But like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want everyone who's a customer in the club thinking that like all the girls are willing to do that, you know?
Yes, yes. That
And
can be dangerous.
that was my only problem with her, like my own personal problem with what she was doing. And I'm just like, I hope it's like your personal regular, because if it's a regular in the club, he's going to think that all the girls do it. And
Mm-hmm.
when one girl says no, like you never know, like he could be super intoxicated and like get aggressive, or like I don't know, just like so many things could happen. And that's why I was like, be careful, do you, but please be careful.
Right.
Yeah, so I do know that that does happen.
Damn. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What about other strippers are vicious and steal your money?
Halifax.
I believe it. I've always wondered,
Yes.
like, when you guys are in like a tight section and like people just make it in rain, like I've seen rappers do it. Like, how do you know who gets what money? Like, is it who can grab the most first? Like, how does that work?
No. Okay. So like the way that works is like I've only gotten like in this time that I've been dancing, I've only gotten like two showers. There was a third one, but I don't consider that a shower. It's just like it was like $30. Anyways, um there's like like if it's you and another girl like performing in the same like area, there's an imaginary line
Mm-hmm.
between you two. You don't go over my line, I won't go over your line. You come over to my line, we're gonna have a problem.
Ooh.
But like that's like on the floor, like where everyone is. But in the back in the locker room, it's recommended that you have a locker with a lock on it, because if you leave anything unattended, and there are girls in there that like for the most part at the club I work at, everyone seems like a wholesome, respectable person. But you can't trust everybody, so like don't leave your money leaving around, because this girl left her bag open and it was literally a giant traveling duffel bag full of money.
Oh yeah, I would have
Full of money.
took off on the scene.
Yes. And so like everyone saw it. So literally all the girls like walked up to her bag and took giant handfuls of money and put her money in their bags.
Wow.
Yeah, like I saw it happen, and I believe like what goes around comes around. Like
Mm-hmm.
don't do to others as you would not be like to be done unto you. But I saw that happen and I was like, dang, these girls can be grimy. Like, and I felt so
Damn.
bad for that girl because it was a giant ass duffel bag full of money. And like when everybody was done getting their share, like it was less than half. Like I felt
Wow.
so bad for her. I was like, and she was upset when she got into the dressing room. And I was like, girl, why are you gonna leave a giant like all these girls are in here for the same reason. Like, why would you just leave a pile? Like we're
Yeah,
vultures, you know?
and as
Like
many of them was that took it, nobody ain't gonna say nothing.
nobody said anything. And like there aren't cameras back there, so like she had nothing to fall back on. Just
Right.
yeah, so she left with whatever they left her.
So what about strippers strip because they have to?
no, I don't think anybody has to do it
I
because
don't either, because I
yeah,
think
like
there are some girls I know that do it just because they like it. Like they like being out and feeling like loved and wanted,
yeah,
and just it's
uh-huh,
fun. So I would love to
definitely.
get paid to twerk. I love to twerk. Like,
Girl, then yes, go do it. Find your confidence. Find your confidence. Like, and honestly, being up there, like I thought, like I was super nervous my first time, but being up there, like it's such an ego boost. Like
really?
everyone's watching you. Like maybe this is the way I felt. Like everyone's watching you. You're the center of attention, and I'm not normally the kind of person who likes to be the center of attention.
Mm-hmm.
So like me putting myself out there and getting that kind of response and like leaving home with as much money as I did on my first night was like, oh my God, I can do this. Like,
Right.
I can do this and put myself through school and be out. Like
Girl, I wish I would have known about this
it's so,
$25,000 worth of debt later.
yeah. I mean, you can still do it on your off days, girl. If you get out early, go to the club, make that money, and put a dent into your loans for sure.
Yes, we here for this.
Yes, like yes. I'll let you in a little secret. Like in the first month, I was able to pay off my $6,000 debt.
Damn.
Yeah. But
Damn.
I was dedicated. I was dedicated. I'm sorry, my voice cracked. I'm a little sick
It's
right now.
okay. It's okay. Okay, quick question. How do you
Mhm.
report that on your taxes? Do you
Well,
have to report it?
see that okay.
I ain't
I'm
trying to get,
not
I'm not the feds. I ain't
and
trying
I
to
was
get
like,
you locked up.
well, I haven't reported it. Like I don't know
I
how.
mean, right, like who would know? Like
Like
there's
I
no way
mean,
to know. You could
there
maybe say
are
like you do minimum wage or but
yeah, like there are like fairy god strippers.
fairy
Like
god stripper.
yeah, fairy god strippers. That's what I've heard them refer to themselves as. Like they are strippers who have been in the game. They did it for a good amount of time and now they're retired and they're trying to educate this new generation on how to report your taxes and like your income tax so that like you don't get stuck trying to pay back your taxes because obviously you make a living, you have a car, you have a house, and like you have to report that. I personally haven't done much looking into it. I'm actually kind of trying to get a part-time job, like an hourly job, so that that's the money that I report
Mhm.
rather than like my dancing money.
No,
And
that makes
that's just
sense.
so
The
that I
government
report
take too
something.
much anyway, if we being honest.
Yes, yes. And so like I would just report like my hourly jobs money rather than like my dancing money so that that's hush money to pay towards my bills, you know?
Mhm.
Mhm.
So, what is the most amount of money you think you've made from a night in dancing?
The most amount of money I made in one night was 3,000.
Girl,
Yes.
what?
Yes.
What? Oh
Yes.
my God. Was this at one of the bigger clubs or this was at like your regular club?
It was at my regular club. We had a porn star come like guest dance or whatever, make an appearance. And I made a goal for myself and I set myself in that mindset and like I didn't get out of it and I just was so determined to make my goal. I made twice my goal. And like that was honestly like the best night ever because that was half of my debt and I went home crying in tears of happiness because I was able to take a month off. Like I had saved that much and then that night I made the other half and then after that I was able to take a month off and I was like, "Yes, I am tired." Like like my poor feet because I was like trying to like knock out my debt first before I started like splurging on anything else.
Damn, you are smart. We
Yeah,
love
I
you.
try. I'm trying. Like I am trying. It's hard when you see like all this like you make like $600 in one night and I'm just like, "Oh, I can get myself that purse that I wanted. Like I can start
Right.
saving for my Louis and like no girl, pay off your debt. Pay off your debt." Like
I love it. The determination.
yeah.
I wish I
And
could be like that girl. When I say I'm like trying, I have 3 trips coming up. all of them, I'm like, ooh, yeah, I need to pay that off. And then I'm like, ooh, boots, ooh, heels.
Oh,
Like,
yes. Like, I try to, like, if I'm gonna splurge on something, like, I'll splurge on dancing shoes because I feel like they make me feel prettier and, like, they're attention grabbers, like, at the eye level of the stage and, like, the customers, like, their eye level are my feet.
mm-hmm,
And so I try to make my feet look as cute as possible. And like that's what I splurge on, like getting my pedicures done, keeping my feet cute because like that's what they can see at eye level. And like if I'm gonna splurge on something, I'll do like a dancing outfit that's gonna bring me in more money, you know?
mm-hmm.
So it's hard. It's definitely hard. I'm not saying I don't have temptation. Like, oh, I love to eat. I love spending money on food, but like I have to have tunnel vision. If not, like,
So I did an Instagram poll just to see like what guys would say.
mhm.
And 53% of the men I surveyed said that they would absolutely date a woman who has stripped or is a stripper, which I was surprised because I feel like a lot of men are love to live in double standards. But I
Oh yeah.
thought that maybe it's because like it's become so like I guess not popular, but like mainstream now. Like you have Cardi
Mhm.
B, Amber Rose, Miracle Watts, Malaya,
Mhm.
Black China. Like all of them started off as dancers and they're now multi-millionaires. You know? So like what do you think about like girls like that? Like do you think that they are making it a little bit more okay? Because I feel like sometimes girls are
Yes.
ashamed to do it or, you know.
No, like if fame is your goal, that is the move. Like like promote yourself and like all the girls that have like come up on fame and like multi-million dollars, like props to those women because like it's hard. Like you see some girls who lose like themselves in the club, like they start doing drugs and like I have seen some stuff that I never thought I'd seen in the club.
Like
And
what? Like what?
I was coming into the locker room and this girl, like she had like a little rock of cocaine, right?
Mhm.
And I mean that's not taboo. Like everyone does like one substance or the other. It might be alcohol, weed, cocaine, or all three, like or a mixture, you know.
Mhm.
It wasn't weird for me, but like I think it was a little bit more sad, like the way that I saw her. Like
Mhm.
she just looked so messed up and she dropped her rock, like her little bag, and she like I thought she was just gonna pick it up like and like break it on like a table or something. And she straight got her heel, smashed it on the floor, and sniffed it off the floor,
Oh, hell no.
looking like sad as hell, like looking the saddest I had ever seen a girl look in a minute. Like I just felt bad for her because I was like, ugh, I don't ever want to
Yeah, it's
be in
never
that
that
situation.
serious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's never that serious. Don't like some girls lost themselves and like dance to support their habits or they weren't smart with their money and now we have older dancers who want to retire but they weren't smart with their money back when they were younger. So now they don't have any skills. They know how to dance and that's it. And if you get hurt, if you get sick, if like something happens and you can't dance anymore, like there goes your income. Like,
Damn.
yeah,
Dang.
that was like one moment for me that I was like, oh my God, like this can be real. Like,
I totally agree. I love Amber Rose. I love everything about the Slut Walk. I love that Cardi B is unapologetically herself.
mm-hmm.
I'm here for it. And it's crazy like these rappers really be like throwing stripper names in their songs. Like
Yeah.
Drake is a stripper hoe himself. He
Yeah.
loves strippers. His baby
Mm-hmm.
mama is a stripper for God's sake.
Yeah.
So I just wish that society, and I think we're getting there, would be
Almost.
more like, going for it, you know?
Mhm. Oh my God. So like one of my first dates with my girlfriend too was at a strip club, and it was so much fun. Like,
Did she like it?
yeah, like she likes party. She's not really keen on getting dances or like going and like throwing money, but I am. Like, I was like, give me your money, give me your money. Like, I'm gonna go like I'm gonna pay somebody. Like, we came
Mm-hmm.
here and like we have money, we have ones. We went to the ATM before we got here. Like, we're gonna throw some money, and like I don't know if she like gets a kick out of it. She's never told me, but like she won't get dances for herself. But like she was like, here, like here's the money, like go up to the stage, and she was totally cool with it. And I don't know, I've never like asked her if like it was like a turn on for her, but we both definitely had fun. And couples who can go to the club together and genuinely have fun and have no drama are the best kind.
I agree
Yes,
100%. I
yes.
can't deal with like insecurity and like,
No.
oh, it's just a fun atmosphere. So that's all it should stay at. It's fun, you
Yes,
know.
agreed.
So anyway, thank you so much for being on, and I cannot wait
Yes.
for everybody to hear this episode. I know a
Yeah.
lot of people, a lot of the guys were like, "Oh, I gotta tune into this." I'm like, "Yeah, you do," because you need to talk about your masculinity
Yes,
problems.
yes, yes, yes. And like I guess it's like a little bit of strip club etiquette for the ladies. Like
Yes, please.
because like I've come across like women like in the club, women are a million times worse than the men. Like oftentimes, like I'm not saying all the time, but like I guess because like some women think like, oh, we're the same gender, like I know what I'm okay with, so she must be okay
Mm-hmm.
with it. Like, and women are way more handsy than the men sometimes. Like sometimes the men are actually very, very like crazy respectful. Like I've had one like certain circumstances where like, oh, like what are you okay with? Like as far as like touching, as far as like grabbing and like handling, like what are you okay with? Like I've had men like straight up ask me like, hey, if I go too far, let me know. And I'll be like, yes, baby, thank you for letting like thank you for that.
Yeah.
But like sometimes like women are in there like smacking booties like and it hurts. Like, oh my gosh, like one day like I left with like a bruise on my leg because some girl just would
Fuck
not stop
that.
spanking me, and I was like I had to like get up and like I wanted to yell at her. Like I was like, you need to keep your hands to yourself because this is not okay. Like I don't know what you think this is, but like you need to be gentle. Like I'm still a person, like, you know? Or like I had one circumstance where like I was giving a lap dance to this girl, and she was like pinching on my nipples, and I told her not to. Like I was like, "Hey, like I said no, like don't do that." And like she like hurt me. Like she like clenched onto them so hard I had her kicked out of the club. Like
Damn.
yeah, like I was like, I said no. You need to keep your hands serious. Like, no. Like I said that wasn't okay. So I got a bouncer. I was like,
Right.
she's not following the rules and like she needs to pay me and get out. And he was like, all right, pay her, get out. And that was it. And like just like ladies be mindful of the club of like your environment. Like the women who are in there dancing and working are there to work. Like I understand like some people go to party and have fun and it's all fun and games until like you piss off a stripper because then it's not fun. Like we want to have fun just like you, and the more respectful you are and the more questions you ask, like the better we're all going to get along, and like everyone's guaranteed a good night. Like that's
Well,
all we want
thank
from
you.
everybody.
Yes. Yes,
Mhm.
I'm so glad you said that because we
Yes.
want to respect you guys and we want to appreciate you guys at the same
Yeah.
time.
Thank you. Like nobody wants to
Yes.
end up with a heel in their head. And I've seen some heels like fly across the room like
What?
cuz people are disrespectful. And I was just like, "Oh, nobody wants that. Like nobody wants that." So everyone's there for
No.
fun. Let's all have fun, you know?
Agreed. Well, we are exiting now and saying goodbye. So, bye, guys.
Bye guys. Thank you for having me.